and we are going to get started. Hello YouTube, it is I, Thmoto, here at the local Taco Bell, where we'll be beginning or ending all of our vlogs, depending if I'm going home or coming home. So, thanks for being here. A little bit about myself and about the channel. Well, there's nothing about the channel because this is my first video, so thank you for embarking on this journey with me. Why TH? Well, stands for Thunder Hips. Why Thunder Hips? Why the hell not? Just kidding. It's kind of a nickname. It's a long story. We'll talk about it later. And why moto? Well, because it's going to be a motovlog. So I am a beginning motorcyclist. When I say beginning, I mean like I bought this bike a month ago. Went to my Harley Davidson course. Passed. Got my license. Got all legal and everything. And I didn't even ride it one time before that. Yeah, so got all that sorted and just been getting more comfortable with the bike. I got a 2023 Yamaha MT-07, which is absolutely fantastic. Gotta say, for someone my age, which is, you know, not young, but not old, in the middle. I think that this is a fantastic bike, but I kind of have some experience with motorcycles already. This is maybe not the best beginner bike for everyone. I mean, it weighs just over 400 pounds wet, so with all the fluids and everything. And it's pretty torquey. I mean, MT stands for Monsters of Torque, or Monster of Torque, whatever. So, I mean, I'm in 5th gear right now going 50 miles an hour. And, I mean, that was maybe 25% throttle. Like and that's probably the least aggressive this bike can be. So in 1st and 2nd gear, it's pretty unforgiving if you have a quick flick of the wrist, a little bit jerky throttle input, and I've definitely paid the price for that a couple of times in terms of the bike trying to yeet me off of it. But I know how to handle it. The clutch, put a foot down, the bike gets too far over, and hopefully avoid dropping it. And I set it down once. The one time that I set it down was a really bonehead mistake in my driveway. Ideally, that would be everybody's first time setting their bike down, not on the road, but in a very low danger environment. Well, I mean, as long as we're wishing for stuff, we might as well hope that no one ever lays their bike down, but we know that that's just from time if you spend any time on 2 wheels. So like I said, yeah, I spent my childhood on 2 wheels, biking all around the neighborhood, places I shouldn't go, and the principles of biking through that. And like they say, it's like riding a bike, you never really forget. Rode dirt bikes a little bit, never owned one. Rode a couple of buddies' street bikes back in the day, and now here I am. I always wanted a motorcycle. I've wanted one for like 20 years. Couldn't afford it, then could afford it, but knew I would kill myself, and somehow managed to resist. And I know it's a very immature school of thought, but hey, I was really immature. So there we go. That gives you some idea of how old I am if I wanted a bike 20 years ago. Here we are today with an MT-07 having a lot of fun. So yeah, I just decided to do this because I really like the motorcycle vlogs that I've seen, and I think that more perspectives that we can get about motorcycling, about life in general, I think it's better for society and humanity. So here I am presenting my probably not too unique or individual perspective to put into the universe along with everyone else. So I am in no way, as far as I know, going to try to emulate any motovlog I've already seen, but there have been so many that have been helpful to me, honestly. Before I bought a bike, I did a lot of research. I watched so many YouTube videos, not necessarily about like what bike I should get, but just about motorcycling in, you know, like in 2023. And what the market is like, what motorcycling is like, culture is like, and just fell in love with it over again, kind of for the first time with brand new eyes at this point in my life. So, people that I watched were Yami Noob, of course. If you type in beginner and motorcycle into YouTube, I think he's legally required to be the first one that comes up, and that's absolutely the way that it is, because he is goated in terms of advice to new riders and just things about the culture and his perspective. He just seems like a really cool guy. Going to Austin in a couple of months, and it's really cool to think about going there after some of my favorite YouTubers are either from there or spend time there, like Yami Noob and Jixabra. Admittedly, I think he would probably tell you is not the best person for beginner riders to watch, but it's a hell of an adrenaline rush, even just watching that from your couch. And it kind of helps me get it out. Like, the first person view kind of helps me live vicariously. I hope that dude always is able to do what he does until he decides to stop. I mean, every time I see him, I'm just like, how long can this continue? And I hope indefinitely. He's more skilled than I could ever hope to be in that art form of, you know, being at a 45-degree lean angle at 175 degrees on the freeway. That's an art form that I'm probably never going to dabble in, but good for him. Wants him to keep it on the track, and so do I, but, you know, as long as he keeps it up, I'm going to watch. But also, Fortnite, you may have noticed, oops, I'm in neutral. You may have noticed my neck gaiter. I love it. Fortnite is outstanding. He has my sense of humor, except in Canadian. I'm American. He's not. But he just has that, like, dry, witty, smart sense of humor, sarcastic, that I love. Like Ryan Reynolds type thing that attracted me to him. As soon as I watched his first video that came across my feed, I was like, okay, I'm going to watch the rest of this guy's videos. That's just, he has earned my likes and views for sure. One of the biggest, if not the biggest, motorcycle YouTuber in terms of like infotainment or edutainment or whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't know. He doesn't really, I don't think you could do or call what he does motovlogging, really, but I don't know that anyone would. So, anyways, that was another one. I'm sure I'm forgetting some people, but right now I am riding, and it is very hot in Las Vegas. The ambient temperature on my bike says 102 degrees right now, and it is 8:52 in the morning. So yesterday at 10:30 it was 106, I think it was. Not cool in the most literal sense. Not cool. So yeah, it's kind of hard to focus and think sometimes and be aware of everything. Like that car about to run that red light, that was cool. Oh, he didn't. He stayed there. Good for him. Just needed to be in the middle of the intersection to stop. But I'm actually on my way to the dealership that I bought my bike from, because it is time for my 600-mile service. I'm so excited. I can actually go all the way to 6,000 RPMs now. Oh my God. It's going to be amazing. Until we get to 1,000, I'm going to do it the right way, because I would like Yamaha to honor my warranty just in case something goes wrong for as long as possible. It's only 12 months. But then we'll see about doing some performance upgrades and things like that. The only thing that I really want, it is a pretty quiet bike. And as far as I can tell, I don't know enough, or I don't know that much about turning wrenches and stuff like that, but it doesn't appear to be a slip-on exhaust. It doesn't look like I could just take the muffler off of this one and put an aftermarket one on. It looks like I'd have to do a full system, and if I did that, I would want to do a tune or a power commander. So I'll probably do those two things. Not unreasonable in terms of power gains or costs. Maybe 5, 6, 10 horsepower, somewhere in that area, and like $1,500. But the bike, as far as I've seen from everyone that has a power commander for the MT-07, they say the bike just comes to life and they'll never go back. Just because it comes so lean from the factory that just getting the air-fuel ratio where it's supposed to be, so just like a brand new bike. And I know a lot of people would argue to just do a tune in that case, but I don't know. We'll see. We're about 11 months away from being out of warranty, so got plenty of time to think about it and do lots of research. You'll probably hear me say the words research a lot. I itch on my nose, but I can't scratch it because you're not going to see my face. Ever. Some of you will probably figure out who I am based on a couple of things, but shh, it's our little secret. But yeah, research, something that I love to do. I am a very analytical person. I cannot just know something a little bit or know of it. If it interests me at all, I have to know like everything about it. I just love all these different perspectives and all these different opinions and inputs and all of that stuff. I think that information is very, very helpful in trying to make a decision, especially about something as serious as modifying your vehicle, recreational or not. Let's see, what else did I want to talk about? Why Thunder Hips? You don't have to call me Thunder Hips. You can call me Thunder if you like, or TH. I absolutely understand if another adult does not want to call this adult Thunder Hips. But if you want to know why that is my nickname, would know if you saw me. My story, and I'm sticking to it. We are rapidly approaching our final destination. I'm very excited to see how this turned out, because this is something I definitely want to do, but I don't want it to be... I don't want it to be a burden. I don't want it to be a chore or a task or anything like that. So like, that's one reason I chose the Insta360 for the front-facing camera, obviously, and then the one facing me as well. I've seen people with like dual GoPro setups and have a lot of room on these handlebars for a lot of things, or any things, actually. I know I could do aftermarket bars. I really don't think that I want to. I really like the bike the way that it is, and I'm still getting used to turning a wrench. I had to buy tools. I'm just not that kind of adult to where like I had a bunch of tools for. I bought the bike, I had to buy a bunch of stuff specifically for it, and I'm still getting comfortable with it. Like, I'm gonna practice, I'm gonna do my own oil changes and stuff like that, and I've already done a couple of modifications to the bike. That took me way longer than they should because of unclear instructions and me, the lack of proficiency. But I really just don't want to change anything fundamental about the bike. A lot of people say on YouTube and such that will change. Everybody starts to feel like to scratch the itch a little bit. Not everybody, but a lot of people. And I do have the desire, and I'll probably just research and figure out how to get it done, and eventually make some changes to the bike. But anyways, I was able to, this is a naked bike, for those of you who don't know what that means. It doesn't have a lot of things people think of with a normal sport bike. It doesn't have like all the plastics on the sides, did not have a windshield. So I just got I believe it is properly pronounced as Puj, aftermarket touring windshield for my bike, and installed it, and installed my Insta360 mount to that. The motorcycle bundle, they supply 2 curved mounts for your helmet or for your windshield or your gas tank or wherever you can make them work. I saw they want you to put it like on the tail of the bike to get it and put the selfie stick up for like low speed drone style footage. Absolutely not. 100% no. I am never putting this expensive ass camera on my passenger seat. Number one, it's leather and I don't want to ruin it. Number two, I would need to be able to see it at all times for my peace of mind, to make sure that it wasn't going to fall off or anything like that. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with the windshield. I think I like this dual perspective where you can see me and you can see the bike. Unfortunately, it does not allow you to how fast I'm going, but trust me, I am always going a very reasonable speed, Mom. So you don't need to worry about me. You could probably do some math and figure out how fast I'm going if you're into that kind of thing. Street lights are about 100 feet apart, except on the freeway where they're about 300 feet apart. And time and all that fun stuff. Yeah. But I did choose the Insta360, not just because of that, but because it looks, everyone that I've seen on YouTube says that it is a breeze to edit footage. And I really don't want this to become a chore. I want to just be able to sync the audio from the Pardo Pack Talk Edge, which has a voice recording feature now, which is amazing, and sync up the audio with the video and upload it and move on with my life. And you can all move on with yours. Well, speaking of that, here we are at the dealership where I bought my bike, Ride Now Rancho, or Ride Now Motorsports, Power Sports, something like that. Rancho is where it's at. Highly recommend that if you are going to buy a bike, you come and see these guys and gals. They're absolutely fantastic. And we have arrived. Until next time, y'all stay safe. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and I will talk to you soon.